And welcome. This is LA2M, and it's high noon, and we always start at noon, and we always end at 1. And I'm really happy you all are here. And welcome. My name is Derek Marabon, CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing. And we've been doing LA2M now for 7 years? Almost 7 years. So, but some of you, this is probably your first time, right? Who's first timers? First time LA2M? Okay, welcome, folks. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's nice to see new faces. We have been doing this for 7 years. Ross was at the first. We were at the Libby Burgers, right?
Eastern Flame.
Eastern Flame, right? Which is the new Libby Burgers. We should actually do one over there just for fun, but it's now it used to be Eastern Flame.
Won't get in.
Yeah, we can't get in anymore. But anyways, thanks for being here, folks. We do meet every Wednesday. LA2M, follow us along on Twitter. We do live tweet the events from the LA2M account. Emily's doing that in the back. You can follow along. You can check in at LA2M on Facebook or Foursquare if you use that. And we also have a Facebook group, or a Facebook page, I'm sorry. You can follow us there. There's a LinkedIn group. So connect with LA2M, stay in touch. How many of you have joined the meetup group? We have a meetup group on LA2M? Okay. Join the meetup group so you can join us there too, and that'll kind of give you calendar updates for every week's event. But just so you know, every week we have a great speaker. Our speaker talks for around 30 minutes. We have some time for Q&A, and then at 12:45 you will get a chance to introduce yourselves. So you'll all get to tell us who you are, and meet some people. There's a lot of good connections that are made in these meetings. And this is a volunteer organization. LA2M is a 501c3. So Carter, for example, volunteers to take pictures. Roger Rayle volunteers to live stream it. We have one employee, Mary Lou Olds, is our employee. She's a very talented freelance writer as well, but she kind of keeps things going and makes sure that we are running smoothly with all the work that gets done in a nonprofit. And Jim Musial is our vice president. Jim, you want to come up here and talk about sponsorship a little bit? Let's give him a round of applause. So traveling music.
Thanks, Derek. Hi, everybody. So like Derek was saying, we're very fortunate to be here and have an organization like this that's supported by all of you, but it's also, we receive support from sponsors, and we're very fortunate and lucky to have those sponsors. We have a couple annual sponsors. We actually have a new one that just came on, but Washington Community College has been one of our sponsors from the beginning of the year, and they offer continuing education classes. So I know we're out right now, but normally on the back table we have a sponsor table, and there'll be some brochures out there. So we'll make sure next week that we have some new brochures on the Washington Community College programs that are offered, and we really appreciate their sponsorship and support of LA2M. We also brought on a new sponsor, another annual sponsor this week, which is Briarwood Malls. Denise Murray came and spoke a couple weeks ago about sensory marketing, and it was a great session. And we're very fortunate again, as the holidays are coming up, that Briarwood has joined on as a sponsor for the year. In addition to that, we also do monthly sponsors, and we're fortunate to have this month's sponsor is the Search Marketing Workshop presented by Eastern Michigan, and Bud Gibson is here and is going to speak for a minute on it.
Hi, thanks, Jim. So this year's Search Marketing Workshop is Friday, November 7th, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We sold out 2 weeks ago. And we have a wait list, and it's a growing wait list. However, we have been letting people in as spots open up. So please keep us in mind. We're going to have Mary Hennigy, the Director of Social Media and Digital Communication at GM, is going to be our opening keynote. Chad Wiebesick, Director of Social Media and Interactive Marketing, is going to be our closing keynote. And in between, we are going to have 18 panelists in 4 sessions help you understand how to create digital campaigns and figure out whether they're working. Also at the conference, we will be announcing the Center for Digital Engagement, which will be our continuing outreach to the community. Look that up at centerfordigitalengagement.org. We're not showing up in search quite so well yet. We just registered the website this weekend. Connect with us on Facebook. On Facebook, we're also Center for Digital Engagement. We're the only one. So we encourage you to stay connected with us. We'll be making some big announcements at the conference about that.
All right, thanks so much, Bud, and we appreciate the sponsorship. So it's going to be a great event on November 7th. I've got my ticket, so I will be there. Hopefully, if you're not, get on the waiting list, so if the spot opens up, you can get in there. We are looking for a November sponsor, so if you or your company would like to do just like Bud did each week and stand up and tell us a little bit, it's a great opportunity to market your company, especially if you're maybe new in the area or a startup. Great opportunity. So if you're interested,
we also have a place for them to display materials
right,
here.
the back table, we have a place for you to put your materials. So if you're interested, please see myself or Mary Lou or Derek, and we'll make sure we get all your information and talk to you about that. So we are very appreciative. Another thing you can do as first timers, in the back we have some little LA2M cards. If you enjoyed today's session, please take one with you and share it with a coworker or a friend. Bring a friend next time you want to come back. It's a great opportunity. And maybe share this, and we can also broaden our core of sponsors. So if you have a company or a friend has a company that might want to market, this would be a great opportunity. So thanks for being here and appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Nice job landing Briarwood. That's great. We need sponsors, and that was a good one. Thank you for that. If you are a sponsor, our newsletter goes out to 2,000 people in Southeast Michigan. So if you have a business you're trying to reach educated people like yourselves and get in front of them, it's a great place to do it. You don't just get to promote the events. Our newsletter blasts a lot of people. Save the date, December 17th, Wednesday is going to be our holiday party. So please put it in your calendar. It's a really festive event. Connors does a huge buffet, and we have fun music, and we decorate the tree, and we have fun. You can dress up, wear your sweaters or whatever. Also, this Saturday, there's a big football game happening. Anyone who thinks Michigan's going to win this game? Any?
No.
Few people?
2 people?
No, there's a handful. Anyone for Spartans? All right, good. As you most know, I'm a Spartan. See, I got my Spartan. I'm a Spartan. This is Michigan week, so we've been preparing, and I do extra push-ups and things like that. I know, that's pretty flaky. You know, I hate when they do that. Somebody painted the M green. It's rude.
Somebody wasn't keeping an eye out like they're supposed to.
Right, I know, because at Michigan State they sleep around the Sparty, because a couple years ago people sprayed painted it.
Cousin used to do it with
Yeah.
on that crew.
It's cheesy. Now painting the rock, that's a different story. If you paint the rock, now that's legit. Right? Painting the M is vandalism. So there's some bad Spartans out there. There's some bad Wolverines out there too, I'm sure. But anyways, we won't talk about that. So anyways, good luck to both teams. Let's hope nobody gets hurt, especially Devin Gardner, because I feel so bad because he gets hit so often.
And he looks around on field afterwards.
He
You know,
what?
left in the game, looking around on field.
I know. He's tough. I mean, he's a great player. Anyway, best team win. All right, let's go. Sorry. All right, so without further ado, we have a wonderful speaker today, Meaghan McCann, who's been a long-time LA2M person and supporter, and she's wonderful. She has a business that does really cool things called search ad marketing, and she's smart. And you want the microphone? Can you get your microphone? Because I'm about to introduce you officially. And this is Meaghan, and she's going to talk about you paid for that, which sounds provocative. I'm not sure what it means, but it's something about a website and the things you paid for. Did you get that? Look from Meaghan. All right, let's give Meaghan McCann a big round of applause. Welcome to LA2M.
You can hear me? Is this working? Yeah. No? Yeah. Yes? Okay, I got a yes. All right. So thank you, Derek, for the warm welcome. I was adding it up this morning. This is my 6th visit to LA2M, so I'm very happy to be a repeat invitee here. I love what this organization brings to everybody who comes. I've seen more people connect and get growth in their career or in their business from being associated with this organization. So first-timers, welcome, and I hope that you really enjoy it. So I kind of want to preface my talk today by saying I started my career doing pay-per-click advertising. I learned AdWords at the recommendation of a friend and started driving traffic to websites and did that for 3 years before I finally got really upset about the quality of the websites that we were driving traffic to because they weren't converting. And I just felt really bad for taking business owners' money for managing the service, and they're also paying Google for these leads, and nothing was happening on the websites. So about 4 years ago, I put up the stop sign and said, this has got to stop, we're not going to do this anymore. So we started building websites. So everything in my talk today is based on my experience, things I've learned, things I've seen. I want you to learn a lot today. Feel free to raise your hand and ask questions during the presentation. There's time for questions at the end. But I really want this to be interactive and for you to feel like you're getting something out of it. That's really important to me, to feel like I'm giving value to you. So based on that, with that, I'm a lead generation maven at Search Ad Marketing, which means I learn and implement all things lead generation on the websites. I want websites to get good quality leads so that your business can have good quality prospects and clients. We started doing website development, as I said, because we were driving traffic to really crappy websites and it just wasn't acceptable anymore. We market the websites using pay-per-click and SEO, and we also create content for websites. A lot of times we work with clients who don't know how to write content for websites, and we can help them with that. So that's what Search Ad Marketing does. And today's focus is website best practices. We're going to cover 5 main topics. And then how you spread the word about your topic, about your website, what you can do to let the world know that you've got this website out here that's great and you really want to help a lot of people. So, what is a website? It's essentially your home on the web. You think of your home, you've got it decorated the way you want it, you've got your dog, you've got your kid, you've got everything around your house that represents you. This is the place that you call home. Well, what I'm going to teach you today is that your home on the web is not really your home. It's got to be a home that your prospects feel comfortable coming to. And you'll understand more about that in a minute. So first I want to know who in here has a website or is responsible for managing and maintaining a website for a business. So a lot of you. All right, thank you for your participation. In the front row, who's got a website? Why do you have a website?
In case people ask what I do, they need to know more about my writing activities.
So for information, to provide information to potential clients.
Yeah.
Okay, Carter, why do you have a website?
Shows some of my work, but how to contact me, and just leave it. Show the depth and breadth of it.
Okay, so kind of a gallery to show your work and for lead generation, right?
Yes.
Okay, who else raised their hand? Yes, Jenny.
I have a website to show my design work to potential clients.
Okay, do you collect leads there?
I do
Contact
not.
information?
I do not.
All right.
Sorry.
No, that's why you're here. And you raise your hand.
Well, we have a whole range of, stakeholders with different, like the media, donors, scientists, public. So it's a way for us to establish contact with all of them, gain information from them, and give them information, and collect money eventually.
For donations? The
Yeah, down the line,
donations?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So you can see there's a lot of different reasons why people have websites: to give information, to get donations for money, to collect leads. And these are all wonderful. A lot of people sell stuff, right? A lot of e-commerce sites are popping up all over the place now. And you want to collect email addresses, you want people to call into your business, you name it. It's a way for people who are interested in what you have and what you do to contact you or to learn more about you. So we're going to talk about 5 best practices for a successful website. Number 1 is to have a clear and concise goal and the purpose. If you weren't one of those who raised your hand to the answer or to the question, why do you have a website, then this question is really for you. And you're not alone. I can't tell you how many times I've asked clients, why do you have a website? What are you trying to get out of it? And I get this blank deer in the headlights stare from them. They just don't understand, well, I needed a website because somebody told me I needed a website because I have a business. Not true. You may not need a website. But if you do have a website, you do have to have a purpose and a goal and understand what it is you're trying to get people to do when they come to your website. This is the only time your website is about you. This is when you're deciding what it is you want people to do when they come to your site. one of these options or any of the couple of these options that we talked about a minute ago. You also want to keep in mind to not make people think when they come to your site. You want to take all of the work away from them. And we do this by creating a clear and easy path for them to follow on your site. If you know what you want them to do, you're going to create the content for them to follow. If you want them just to do it on one page, or if you want them to follow a series of pages, giving them clear direction and a very strong call to action about what the expected behavior is, lets them know what it is you want them to do and the steps and the path that they have to follow to do that. Understanding your audience is point number 2. I love this one. Who your website is for, it's not you. A lot of business owners, website owners, have to get their ego out of the way. Your website is not about you. Talked about your home being about you, how your website is your home on the web. Yes, it is, but you have to make it cozy, welcoming for the people who come to visit you. We do this by giving to your visitors what it is they want. And if you don't really know that, you can look at your website data or weblogs or from your analytics and find out what the keywords are that people are using and finding your website, and start answering those questions on the first page, second page, whatever it might be that makes sense on your website, so that you're delivering content to people that they want to receive, not what you want them to have. There's a difference between what you want visitors to have and what they really want and what they're really coming to you for. And you have to make sure that you know what they want is what you want to deliver. Because if it's not, then it's time to reevaluate and maybe reposition yourself in the market or answer some different questions for visitors who come to your site. Understanding your audience goes a little deeper into psychographic data. You can think of the age, gender, marital status, neighborhood that your favorite client would live in, what kind of car they drive, how big or small their house is. Anything that leads to who the personality is that you're serving will help you to make your website a nice, soft, warm place for visitors to come to you to get what they want. It goes on, the list goes on. Education, family status, what do they need or want that you have, and why? What and why? Why do they want what you have? Again, this is for their reasons and not for yours. You might be selling what you're selling because of whatever affinity it is that you have for it. That may not be the same reason why they're coming to you to buy it. H, we call this an avatar. I like to use the example of an avatar by picking whoever is your absolute favorite client right now, and you build an image of that person, have a conversation in your head, or you can role play with an employee if you've got someone who's game, who can do this with you, to figure out who that person is and what kind of language and trigger words or keywords they might be using as they talk about the product or service that they need and in the way that you can provide it to them. So picture that person, take a second right now. Who is your absolute favorite client that you work with? Man, woman, 20 to 30, 50 to 60, it doesn't matter to me. But picture that person in your mind, and picture 500 of those people coming to your website every month and what that might mean for your business. And if you can get into the head of that person and have a conversation directly with that person on your website, it's going to go that much further to pushing your business to where you would like it to be. Having appropriate navigation and updated design is key. And by navigation, we're talking about making your website easy to follow so that visitors don't feel trapped. If you've ever visited a website where you all of a sudden land on the page and you don't know how to get out of there other than to get out of that browser window, it can be frustrating because you then want to go back and revisit the page again for maybe some other content that they've got on there for you. Don't do that to your visitors. Google also doesn't like it when people get trapped because Google's all about giving the user a good experience. So having clear navigation at the top where people can get to where they want to go, where they can see what the other pages are in your website, just going this way, You've got the drop-down menu, or maybe you've got a side navigation. Make it easy for people to find what they're looking for on your website, to find the information that you have that you're going to give to them that they really want to get. Make it easy for them to find. A lot of websites are doing what we call breadcrumbs at the top, where you can see, okay, I'm on this page now, and it's a subpage of this, subpage of that, subpage of that. It might go 5 or 6 pages deep, depending on how far down they have drilled into your website. You can get lost in a website if you've got a lot of pages and are digging through a lot of information, especially if you're doing research on an expensive service or product that you're trying to learn a lot more about. So having your users not get lost is very important to giving them a good experience and giving them a reason to come back and see you. An updated design, designs change all the time. I mean, we moved out of Flash some time ago, and now we're seeing a lot of flat-looking designs. I think that was inspired by Microsoft 8 or something like that. But websites are coming out now, they've got these parallax designs where they're continually scrolling. Not that you have to have that, but we just redid a website that I think was born 30 years ago. It was probably one of the first ones. It looked like it was. It wasn't. This thing was only like 5 years old. But it was hideous, and it was hard to move through. And we got them in this nice little neat design that really makes a lot of sense for their business, and it's really easy to use. And now the conversions that they had before have quintupled. I mean, it's got like 5 times the business coming in because the website is easy. Yes?
What is parallax?
It's a scrolling. So you've been, I'm sure, I think LA2M's or even Ingenix is Ingenix. So if you go on Derek's website, it just scrolls down, down, down. Instead of you clicking to do navigation, you just scroll down and you get the information.
But you do the scrolling.
You do the scrolling. Yep. Yep. That's called parallax design. And web design trends, they're based on demographic data and user trends. They're people probably out on the West Coast that develop these. They collect a bunch of data and develop the websites, the new designs. They just kind of spread like wildfire if it makes sense and if they're easy to use. So if you are considering redoing your website, look at some popular designs that are coming out right now. And they're popular for a reason. It's because they're also a lot more SEO friendly now. They're easier to apply strategies to. And we'll get into that in a minute. So having updated design, there's 2 schools of thought. It's important because you want to look current, but it's not the most important thing. Because I've seen some really ugly websites convert great. So ugly doesn't mean unfunctional or dysfunctional or non-functioning. It just means that you really have to consider who your audience is if that's going to work for you. And we do that by measuring, right? You gotta get your analytics code on there and do some good evaluation. So here's a couple of examples. Old website, a lot of content, not a lot of images. Images and videos go a long way these days to getting people engaged and staying on your website. The one on the right, there's now a slider, and there's some images that are representing different services that the company offers. The next one, again, cluttered. There are some images, a lot, really text heavy. And on the right, we've got a lot more white space, and it's easier to look at and to digest. It's just easier on the eye to see where you want to go, to visit on the website, to find what you want. Same company, completely different look. And the last one I'm going to show you an example of. This Earth, or this United States map here, you see in Michigan, where it's got that yellow thing? That was Flash, and it took forever for these little yellow things to land on all of the locations. And they revamped. They did a complete rebranding, and now they've got this superhero theme going. Opt in. Opt in on the first page. Get this free report. Give me your information, and I'll give you something in exchange for it. Very powerful when you want to collect leads. And then a video on the front page. It's done in a cartoon format. Very effective. And engaging and fun. It keeps people on your site longer. So the fourth one, we're going to talk about having fresh, relevant content on your site. Going back to the discussion of the point I made about giving users what they want, not what you want to give them, goes a long way to keeping people visiting and coming back to your site. So making sure that you understand your market and what they want and why they're coming to you. Have content available to them that they can download. Maybe you want to do an opt-in, like what was on the website we just looked at. Give them a free report in exchange for their information, some data collection or list generating. And then you can follow that up with email autoresponder sequence that'll keep them engaged with your brand and keep them informed of what's going on with your company, or the products and services you offer, or other ways that you can help them. Give users info they can use. Fresh content also gives Google a reason to like you. If you set your website up and forget about it, Google is likely to forget about you. They like to see that a website is alive and that there's new stuff being added to it all the time, frequently, once a week, minimally once a month. If you really want to get on the good side, when the robots are out there crawling, you want to have a lot of fresh content frequently. Either update your blog post or change content in your products and services in their descriptions. And again, we've talked about this already. Your website's really not about you. If I can drive anything home today, let it be this point. Take a look at the website that you own or that you're managing now and see how many times you say we, us, our versus you and your. Because if it's all about you, you're likely shutting down opportunities for people to explore your website more. Because you're not delivering that warm, fuzzy feeling. You're not making people feel good about what they're reading or about what you can deliver to them. And it's all about putting yourself a little bit of an edge above your competition, because I guarantee you they're doing the same thing, because they don't know, because they wrote their own websites and they're likely not a marketing company. So you heard it here first, folks. So understanding the costs. This is a really hard question to answer when you start evaluating having a new website. How do you compare one site provider to another site provider? There's really no apples and oranges comparison. But things that you want to be aware of are you could be charged more for multiple layouts. If you've got a lot of additional pages. There are custom websites, there are template websites, there are template websites with customization. What I want you to get out of this section here is just how to ask the right questions so that you can make an informed decision about the website company that you want to work with. If you ever feel like your questions aren't being honestly, then walk away, because there are plenty of other ones. There are 3 in the room right now, 2 of whom I've worked with before. Ross made 2 of my websites. He's a rock star. Derek and Ross work together. So there's no shortage of fantastic web developers in the area. You're not limited just because you've met one. If you don't have a good feeling, then there's certainly others to choose from. One thing that I have come across is that the content is not provided. Of course, your web developer does not know your business. They're not going to be able to write the content for you unless you work with them on that. Now, I would consider, if you can get your hands on a content writer, having somebody write the content for you and explain to them the discussion that you learned today. That you cannot have copy on your website with a bunch of we, us, ours in it, that it has to be focused on you and your, and put it in the perspective of the client, of the potential visitor to your website. So web developers typically do not provide content, but if you find someone that does, at least engage in a conversation with them about what that looks like. If you have content on your site already, maybe they can do a rewrite for you. Unless you're a good copywriter, I would recommend that. If your website contains e-commerce, all bets are off. E-commerce is a nightmare. The data that's required in e-commerce sites, you can just, if you have an e-commerce website, you will pay a lot. No matter, there's no getting around it. You've got the shopping cart, you've got all the integration, you've got all the data, you've got all the upkeep, unless you're going to do that yourself. E-commerce website. Who's got e-commerce in here? A couple people have e-commerce. Okay, so do you have any thoughts on your e-commerce website?
We're a little bit different case. It's not really, I guess, straight e-commerce, but we're just complete web business.
Okay.
So it's We built the entire system ourselves. It's not just like a built on Shopify.
Oh, so you got custom.
Right. Yeah. So everything is but it required a lot of work.
Yeah, and if you've got like even more than 10 products that you have to continually update, then it just requires a lot of work to get. Carter, you had your hand raised. You got any cameras?
I use a site that is off of mine, but there's functions built into my site to go to specific galleries. I put my event pictures up. I use Smug Mug.
Okay.
And so I don't really have to deal with the issues you're talking about. I just have a table and some other things that direct you to the different galleries or to the site itself. So it's semi-seamless, but it's obvious that you're going somewhere else.
Okay, all right. But do you've got images on there you need to maintain and continually upload and put descriptions in and prices if that's what you want?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you do it yourself, then you can cut that cost off. But most of the time, when you're talking about big e-commerce sites, they're not going to do that themselves, yourself. And another thing to consider or have a discussion with your web developer is the number of revisions and what types of revisions can you expect, or can you expect to be part of your package or as an additional fee. Revisions can be small copy revisions, or they can be the whole site's almost delivered and now you've changed your mind. Well, you can expect to take a bite for that one. But typically, if you've just got a couple of content revisions to do, you want to switch out an image, you want to change some text, you're not going to be dinged too heavily for that. It just depends on your agreement. Go into any web development arrangement with your eyes open and ask a lot of questions. Because you don't build a website every month. This is not the thing that you live and eat and breathe. You're not that familiar with it. So if you do it every 2 years or 5 years or however often you do it, you got to get a comfort level up and feel good about the people that you're going to work with. SEO is another thing that I highly recommend that you talk to your web developer about. Is your website going to be prepped for SEO? Is search engine optimization done on the back end? Are you going to release the website with SEO done on page, which means every page has been optimized for the websites? If not, consider that as well, because that is something that you will have to do. And if you don't know how to do that, they might do it, but they might charge you for it. I know there are a number of website companies that don't have anything to do with SEO. They just build your website, and here you go. You build your website, you're responsible for your content, you're responsible for your SEO. So just know what it is you'll be responsible for and what it is you can rely on your web developer for. Hosting is another thing. What kind of hosting packages are available to you? Will you host it on your own? Is management or maintenance involved? Or do they just stick it on a hosting site somewhere and hope that no viruses attack it? Who's responsible for your website? This is a big question. Big question. Because if you get a virus and it's on a shared server, your website could be dust. And you've got nothing that you can go back to. Changes in content updates. I love WordPress. It is so easy to manage. So if your website is built on WordPress, every single person in here can learn how to change some simple text in WordPress in 5 minutes. But if it's a more complex program that your website is built on, you may need to work with your web developer to have content changes made. Images, maybe you want to add another page, this type of stuff is always something that you have to go back to the developer on, unless you've got some knowledge how to do it yourself. And WordPress is pretty simple. I mean, Ross taught me how to do WordPress. Technical maintenance, I mentioned that in the hosting. You may or may not need to have a management package included with your website for ongoing management. Website backups, this is all important stuff, especially if you've got an e-commerce website. You don't want something getting in there and then all of your data is all screwed up and you don't have a backup that was done even yesterday. Who knows how many changes have been made in one day. And split testing, this is a big one for me. Just because of the history I have with AdWords and driving traffic to websites, somebody looks for your product or service using a keyword, you have served an ad to them, they clicked on your ad, bonus points. Now they're on your website. Are they going to do what you want them to? Remember, go back to the beginning of our discussion. Don't let people think. When they come to your site, take all that away from them and have an easy funnel for them to follow. Are you going to get the conversion? How do you measure that? Well, we measure that with code that can either be put on through AdWords or through Google Analytics, but split testing your results of your ads, even if it's with just SEO traffic, you might want to take one page and see how that's converting, and then make a change to it and put the same page up with direct traffic to that page in a different way to see what kind of conversions this new page is getting. So this is something else that if you are going to be driving traffic to your website, that you want to talk to your web developer about using split testing, because you don't know how the one page is going to perform, and then you're going to want to try it and test something on another page. So who's going to be responsible for that? And to cover a point I made a minute ago is don't pay for what you don't understand. Ask a lot of questions, and if you don't understand it, ask. Just ask a lot of questions. I don't like going into any kind of agreement with somebody who's, again, deer in the headlights. If you don't understand, it's not a good partnership. I don't want you confused. Your other web developers, partners that you work with, don't want you confused either. So always ask questions and be educated. Yes, I'm Marie.
Speaking of that, what's the difference between SEO and Google Analytics? And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit more about.
Sure, I'm actually about to go into that in a
Okay.
minute. If I don't answer your question, let me know.
Okay.
Am I getting the wrap-up signal?
You have about 7 minutes.
Okay, all right, thank you. Don't assume anything. Just because you think it's so, it may not be. Ask. Okay. Spread the word and share the love. You are here for a reason. You've got a great website, a great product and service. Now it's time for you to figure out how you're going to spread the word about what you do, right? So that you can help a bunch of people. So we do that. Oh good, my crickets did work. If you don't advertise your website or market it somehow, you've got this billboard out in the middle of nowhere, right? It's not going to get any attention, any action, any traffic. So it's important to know how to get traffic to your website. There's advertising with pay-per-click, and pay-per-click also includes display ads, and there are different networks out there. We primarily talk about Google because they've got 65 to 70% of the market share for PPC, and search engine optimization. So we'll cover PPC at first, pay-per-click. The benefits of pay-per-click are that it's fast. Google says that you can have a campaign up and running in 5 minutes or less. That's true. I don't know how effective it would be, but it's fast. And if you can get an effective campaign up quickly, it's trackable. You can make changes on the fly. You can measure what's happening in your accounts. It's the best, fastest way to get traffic to your website in a hurry. The spend is flexible. You can tell Google, I want to spend $5 a day, I want to spend $100 a day, I want to spend $1,000 a day. They will spend that amount for you. You tell them what you want to spend. They don't require that you spend any minimum amount. And then you can start it and stop it at will. Going back up to my third point, it's changeable. If you've got an ad that's not working as well as you would like it to, or if there's a keyword that seems to be sucking a lot of your budget, open your account and pause it. Open your account and change an ad. It's that simple. It's, the yellow pages, you used to have to wait a year to make a change to an ad. Not so with PPC.
Megan?
Yeah.
Is this AdWords?
Yes, AdWords or Bing or whatever it might be.
Okay.
Any pay-per-click service. The drawbacks are that the programs are complex and they're getting more complex. Now, I own a digital marketing company. I am AdWords certified and have been for 6 years. But I hired kids, adults, professionals to manage my AdWords accounts for my clients. And I haven't been in to AdWords in 6 months. And I popped in and didn't know what I was looking at. The landscape changed dramatically. And it does that. I'm sorry, I'm tangled up. The programs are complex. So unless you can really invest some time into learning how to manage AdWords, get somebody else to do it for you, because it's either not the best use of your time, or you're going to spend a lot of time learning how to use these programs. And it's not just learning how to use the programs, but learning how to manage your results so that you can really optimize and get biggest bang for your buck, which is what it's all about. And at times they can be cost prohibitive for some businesses. You may not have a big business, and you might find that there's a lot of competition for your keywords out there, and it might not make sense for you right now to use AdWords. Again, Google will let you just spend $5 a day if that's what you want, but you're likely not going to get the type of results, the type of traffic that you're going to want or that you need. So I would just recommend that if it looks like you're going to spend $8, $15, whatever on a click, wait until you can find yourself to be a little bit more competitive so that you can really play the game a little bit more and get a better feel for where you are in the marketplace and what will be the most effective strategy for you as far as pay-per-click goes. Search engine optimization. We have on-page and off-page. On-page, the benefits of on-page optimization are that it's long-lasting, and it's very simple, and you can just do it one time. And once your page is optimized for the keywords, then you're done. On-page optimization deals with your physical website and every page on your website. And I'm going to speak mostly about WordPress right now because that's what I'm familiar with. There's a plugin called SEO, WordPress SEO by Yoast. Like, write this down if you have WordPress. Yoast rhymes with toast, but spelled with a Y. That has fields for you to fill in. What's your keyword? What's your description? What do you want your title tag to be? All of these are things that you consider for on-page optimization. You do it for every page on your website. You do it and it's done. It can be a little time consuming depending on how many pages you have on your website, but you never really have to think about it again once you completely change what that page is about. The drawbacks I just mentioned, time consuming. Again, it depends on how many pages are on your website. If you've got a 10-page website, you have it done in an hour, and it's done, you don't think about it anymore. The beauty of having on-page SEO done is that it tells Google that your website is relevant to itself. Within your SEO also, you're going to use headline tags, they're called H1 tags. That tells Google what this page is about. And if you've got keywords in your content that you can bold, that also is a good on-page strategy that tells Google that this page is about this keyword. And then you can link pages to each other if they're relevant to make a little interweb within your own website that shows Google, oh, all the pages on this website are relevant to each other. It must be what this site is about. So they're going to give you a little extra boost for everything being relevant to itself on the website. Off-page SEO, the benefits are it's very long-lasting. Very long-lasting. Very long-lasting. Other than that, it's very long-lasting. It's very time-consuming. It takes a lot of knowledge. To me, it's worse than pay-per-click. We do SEO as well, and I still don't understand it. I've got my team who does it, but there are so many things as far as content creation and where you're going to place stuff and why you place things where. There's a lot to off-page SEO and how you can integrate social media and if you've got local listings. Yes, Marie?
What's the difference between off and on-page SEO?
So on-page SEO is what you're doing to your physical website. Mm-hmm. Off-page SEO is content creation, and then you're putting content out into the web and hoping that somebody is going to pick up your article and link back to it. Put a link to your website on their website, so they're pointing back to you.
Okay.
It's essentially link building. It's a lot of link building strategies. And once you start, you can't stop, because if you have a competitor that you're really watching and you start gaining on that guy, and then all of a sudden you stop, guess what? You're going to drop, but he's going to keep going. So he's always going to continue to climb. So if you start it, you have to keep going. It's a commitment. All right, we're at takeaways. Can I wrap up my takeaways? Sure. All right. For a website, make sure you have a clear goal and you understand your purpose of your website. Don't just get a website because somebody told you you had to have one. Have a reason for it. Understand your audience and speak to your audience when you write and when you have your offers and when you've got the trail that you want them to follow. Have your design layout easy to navigate. Keep it current if that's appropriate. If not, you just need some cold, hard, fast leads. Ugly is okay. Ugly is okay. content, write it for your visitors, and then understand the costs and the arrangements and agreements that web developers can provide for you. Traffic sources, you've got pay-per-click and SEO. I'm happy to answer some questions about those. And questions? No questions? I talked too long?
It's time for how about one question? You raise your hand.
All right.
Sure. So web developers may start talking to you about getting your site mobile enabled. How
Yes.
important is it to have a mobile enabled?
It's very, well, it depends on your business, but I'm going to go on a limb and say it's very important to have a mobile website. In the direction that smartphones and tablets are going, you want your website to be flexible so that it can look good on a mobile device as well.
More than approaching 50% of traffic is now on mobile devices, so you've got to look good on mobile, okay? And that's often not hard. If you do a WordPress website, you can get templates in there that will automatically reformat when a mobile browser comes
Yeah,
in.
there are mobile-ready templates that you don't need to put a second thought into. Yeah. All right.
All right, we can probably talk about this all day. Let's get back in a round of applause.
So if you have a business card, I have a couple of free offers. One is a 15-minute free consultation with me. The other is a 37-point website review. I was going to go into them, but if you want to put your card in here and just write number 1 or number 2 or both, then that's a done deal.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Megan. So now we get to do introductions. So you get to stand up and tell us who you are, and then pass the microphone to your friend, and we'll go all the way around the room in 15 minutes. We're going to start up front.
I'm Bud Gibson. I created the search marketing program in Eastern Michigan, and now I am the lead person in launching the Center for Digital Engagement. We are Digital Engager on Twitter.
I'm Drew Marco. I'm an MBA student at Eastern Michigan University. And I also work with Bud on the search marketing workshop.
Susan Harris, I'm a retired digital engager.
I'm Kendra Ferrio. I work at the Innovo Group, strategic innovation consulting company, and I'm learning more about search marketing all around.
I'm Ross Johnson with 3.7 Designs. If your marketing materials aren't exciting your audience and your website is driving business progress, give us a call. Also, we talked a lot about WordPress today. I host a free WordPress meetup at the end of the month. It's the last Wednesday of the month. We talk about all sorts of things like how to make your site whole. So come check us out. Just Google WordPress Ann Arbor.
I'm Roger Graham. I am the founder of a startup called Local Foo in the Ann Arbor area, and I just got here a month ago, so I'm starting working in the area.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The founder of a startup called Local Foo. It's like Kung Fu, but Local Foo.
What does that mean?
It's local experts. It's $5 travel plans built by locals. The website's localfoo.com. It's spelled local foo like Kung Fu. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Jenny Laker. I recently moved from Chicago. I'm an art director. I was at Leo Burnett as a senior interactive art director, so I do print and web. My website is jennylaker, LAFER.com.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Bucci. Fairly new last name, so it sounds weird to me. I'm a marketing professional here in Ann Arbor. I previously worked for a small biotech company in town and looking for work. So very interested in the intersection of business and science and helping technology and scientifically focused companies, build cool websites and get known.
Hi, I'm Iris Peterson, and I work in marketing at HDR. It's a power generation engineering firm here in Ann Arbor.
Hi, I'm Andra Boston Ferguson. I'm the Marketing and Development Director for Summer Camp Scholarships, nonprofit.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim Uzio. I have my own company. I do web and mobile development consulting. So if you have a site that needs mobility, I'd love to talk to you about it.
Hi, I'm Stacy from Ballardville, your local digital print shop. We love nonprofits. And my new ask for the next couple months, I'm done with WXW with the forum, and now I'm on to my United Way Power of the Purse. It's a great night where we raise lots of money for women in Washtenaw County. but we need purse donations. So if you guys could check your closet, ask your wives if one day they bought a purse and they never took the tag off and never used it, we could use it. Thanks.
Hi, Dennis Huffman, senior. When I say senior, that means experience, not age. Senior advertising, branding, communications professional, specializing in sales and account management, and we're in the same boat. In between successes, as they say.
I like it.
Hi, I'm Bonnie, and I'm an intern at Ingenix Digital.
Hi, I'm Andrea Kelly. I'm an experienced senior project manager with Derek at Ingenix Digital Marketing.
Hi, I'm Trent, and I work for Megan. Yeah, I'm her DC manager and strategist.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan Cruz. I'm a business student at Eastern Michigan University. I also intern at Ingenix with Derek as well.
Hi, I'm Al Pacha, owner and president of a software development company in Ann Arbor of the name Alpha Tech.
I'm Sheila Seabank, I'm from Michigan originally, but I just moved back after living 10 years in Bangalore, India, and seeing what next for me.
Hi, my name is Mathewska Luna Kankawan. I've just started a coaching practice. I coach academics on career transition. Hey there, I see some familiar faces. And the people who tend to look for me right now are life scientists, and they want to reach the next level in their career. And I'm starting to think about putting together a website.
Hi, I'm David Coleman. I work for Brand Google. We work with brands and retailers to monitor pricing and presentation online.
Hi, I'm Dan Ryan. I'm a local sales rep with Staubli Corporation. Staubli does quick connects, pneumatic, hydraulic. I always stop by here about once a month looking for someone who works for the University of Michigan or a local business who needs some help with quick connects.
Hi, my name is Lena Kaufman. I'm a writer and corporate communications person with more than 15 years experience, and I specialize in complex topics like healthcare, law, etc. So if people need content and you're looking for somebody who can dig a little deeper, that's me.
Hi, I'm Dolores Brower, and I'm the marketing director for Knox. We're an employment and civil rights law firm local here in Ann Arbor.
Hi, I'm Ann Abrams. I'm the business development director for the Ann magazine. We're in our 5th year of publishing now.
How you doing? My name is Rob Costello. I work for Seabold Capital Management. We're an independent fee-only firm. I recently moved from Chicago to Ann Arbor about a couple months ago, and just had my first child 3 months ago. So getting to know the area and just learning everything about the Ann Arbor area. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Mike Wynn with Metal Arc Builders.
I'm Roger Rayle. I'm a venture catalyst, so I help with a lot of the networking groups and different events in town. Do a lot of live streaming, recording of events. One of which will be Ignite Ann Arbor #9, which will be November 7th, the night of Bud's Search Marketing Workshop, not during the day. So you need to wind down from that. Yeah. I also run Ann Arbor Video Interest Group for anybody that's involved in video in any way or needs video to help do their marketing. That meets the second Wednesday of every month. And this next month we're going to be at a special sound studio, a premier sound studio in Ann Arbor, Solid Sound. They do really high-end audio work in an audio studio.
Hi, I'm Marty Fishoff. I'm the managing director of the Taubman Institute at the University of Michigan. We fund all sorts of life science and high-risk, high-reward research, mainly known for stem cell research. We do many other things. I used to be in communications, so I like to keep my hand in it. By coming here, it kind of charges me up, so I go give my communication director a hard time when I get back this afternoon.
Hi, I'm Marie Toft. I am currently looking for a position. I have a lot of experience in content, mostly large sets and deep data, a lot of technology experience with software development. I find myself a little weak on the marketing side, which is why I'm here and hoping to learn stuff.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou with LA2M. Thanks everyone for coming out. Megan, as always, you gave an outstanding presentation. Your presentations are always so clear and concise and just so valuable, so we really appreciate that. And wanted to mention that for those of you who are planning on attending on a regular basis, we now have a punch card that you can purchase. It has 10 places to punch. Normally, for 10 attending times at LA2M, you pay $50. It's only $40, so you're getting 20% discount. And we have those up at the front desk when you guys check in, so let me know if that's going to be of interest to you.
I'm Carter Sherline from Prince Studios. I'm a commercial editorial and portrait photographer. As I was saying, the images on your website are more important than text. I think the video would be and I said, if you're a runner or a golfer, you've probably seen me as a player on the senior championship. No, I did not play in the senior championship, but I photographed it. So most of the pro tournaments around see me lurking around the ropes. And the images I shoot of these meetings go up on the group's Facebook page.
Thank you, Carter. And I guess most of you know me, Derek Maribon. I run a company called Ingenix Digital Marketing. And we do, I guess, some similar things to Megan, so it's fun to learn about it even more from such a great speaker. So what do I have to say? Next week we have someone who's never spoken here before. You guys know Lori Byron? Lori Byron? She used to be with OHM, and now she has her own company called Famous in Your Field. And her talk is called How to Stand Up from the Crowd and Attract More Fans to Your Business or in Your Career. Sounds very positive. I'm excited to hear her speak because she is a very dynamic individual. Anybody friends with Lori? Two of you? Okay. Yeah, she's probably involved in WXW. Stacey, is that right? Yeah. WXW, is she involved? And she lives right down the street. Great. So I'm sure it'll be a great talk. That qualifies? Okay. All right. So let's give Megan McCann one more round of applause. And let's see. Let's just check what time it is because I was. It's 12:58. It's 12:58. Don't forget 3:30 this weekend. We all know what you'll be doing, watching the big game. And yeah, come on back next week. We really appreciate you being here and help out others, make money in the process of helping out others. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a good week.